Do you ever find yourself starting a new gym routine only to quit a few weeks or even days later? Then you go watch videos where people share their tips and tricks on how to be motivated and it feels like none of those work for you. It's extremely frustrating. I would know. I spent over 10 years of my life being a gym quitter, and I finally cracked the code. Not only do I exercise, but I actually enjoy doing it. And I believe I can help change your life too. I want to use my therapy background as well as my personal experience to help you so that you don't have to walk away from this video going, that didn't work for me, because you're going to be able to personalize this to your specific needs. I genuinely think that this video can change your life, and I know that's a strong statement, but I think I can do it. So if you are ready, let's get started. What's up, mamas? Alexandria here, 35-year-old toddler mom, therapist, and gym rat. I do also want to take a moment to thank you for your support on this video, as well as today's sponsor, Halara, for sponsoring a portion of this video, but that we will get to later on in the video. Today, I want to answer 3 different questions for you, and by the end of this video, hopefully you will have answers to all 3 of these questions. And if you do, I would love if you would give this video a thumbs up. That lets me know that I achieved my goal by the end of this video. So question number 1, am I actually ready for change? This is super important because it's really important that we actually be ready for change. Otherwise, we just continue to spin our wheels over and over again and we never get anywhere, which is even more frustrating than watching all these videos in the first place. Number 2, what needs to happen for me to make change? And 3, what can I do personally that's going to help me get where I want to go? What's the personalization here? And my goal is to answer all 3 of those for you using the stages of change theory as well as the awesome book Atomic Habits by James Clear. The stages of behavior change model helps us to understand the journey of behavior change in 5 steps. Step 1, pre-contemplation. Step 2, contemplation. Step 3, preparation. Step 4, action. And step 5, maintenance. We're going to cover all 5 of these steps in the video today, as well as those atomic habits. But let's break down each of these steps so that we can see how they apply to fitness and exercise. Stage 1. Pre-contemplation. So in pre-contemplation, you haven't really decided that you even want to exercise yet. And honestly, if you were in pre-contemplation, you probably would not have clicked on this video. So I assume that you probably have already passed this stage of the behavior change model. Otherwise, you wouldn't see the importance of watching this video to try to find new habits and ways to improve. But if you're just getting out of this and into phase 2, it's really important to monitor your behavior. See how you're being impacted on a day-to-day life. How do you feel? Do you feel constantly stressed? Do you feel tired all the time? And then monitor those behaviors. By seeing the importance of exercise and how those can improve your daily life will help push you into stage 2. Stage 2 is contemplation. And in this stage, you think you want to start exercising, but you haven't actually started yet. You might be starting to watch some videos like this one, or researching what kind of exercise you might like to do that you might find interesting or helpful. The main piece of this stage is that the pros for doing exercise and living this healthy life must outweigh the cons of doing so. Otherwise, you won't do it. Our brain is designed to do the thing that functions as easy as possible for us. And for us, the things that we already do habitually are much easier for our brain to comprehend and to move forward on than things that are new and different. New things require much more power and energy. For me, in order to see the pros outweigh the cons, I had to feel extremely uncomfortable in my body, in my skin. I was always tired. I just felt awful and terrible, and that's what took getting me to the stage of change where I was actually ready to move into preparation. And so don't beat yourself up if you realize, hey, maybe I'm not ready for that yet. Sometimes we have to sit in this stage for a little while. Sometimes it's days, sometimes it's weeks, sometimes it's months or years, and that's okay. Meet yourself where you are and prioritize understanding how could my life be better so that you can keep building that pros instead of building the cons for exercise and healthy living. Stage 3, preparation. In this stage, you still haven't made any moves, but you're finally ready to get started. And so at this point, you've probably bought some new workout clothes or pulled them out of storage, if you're me. And you've started to make a plan for what you're going to do and set your goals. And this is actually where I think people go wrong a lot of times, because they start setting goals. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, wait, Alexandra, you don't want me to set goals? No, actually, I don't. Let me explain why. This is where the idea of atomic habits comes into play, because rather than thinking about setting goals like I want to lose 20 pounds, you focus on identity change. Who is the type of person that I want to be? It's the difference between I'm trying to quit smoking and I'm not a smoker. By having an identity change, it's much easier to follow through with the habits that you want to produce when the habits correspond to the identity of the person that you want to be, and they're much more likely to stick. By thinking I'm the person that lives a healthy lifestyle, or I'm the person that gets fit, or I'm the person that takes care of myself, you are setting yourself up as a new identity and a new person that you want to become, rather than setting this particular goal. And when you do that and those align, it makes it much easier to move forward through the stages. Your beliefs, both good and bad, are learned. And the more evidence you have for a belief, the more likely you are to believe that it's true. It would make sense at this point that you believe that you can't reach your goals or become an exercise person, because your past experience has shown you that that's not the person that you are. But by giving votes to the new person you want to be, it becomes easier to see that yes, you can in fact achieve those goals. I definitely felt this way. Honestly, probably part of the reason why I still hang on to some of my bigger clothing is because I'm always just a little bit worried about the what ifs. What if I gain the weight again? And that sort of thing. So I think it's in all of us to sort of have that skepticism, but the more votes you give to the type of person that you want to be, the stronger your belief that you are that kind of person will flourish. So I'm going to make the assumption here that the reason that you want to exercise more is because you want to be the type of person who lives a healthy lifestyle and wants to have good mental health or take care of their family or just generally loves their body. And if that's the case, I want you to consider what are the types of habits that those people have? What are those things that those people do to be that type of person? And rather than focusing on a goal like, I want to lose 20 pounds, focus on creating habits like those people have. What do they eat? How do they sleep? What kind of movement do they make? All of those things play a role, and when you focus on those factors instead and being that kind of person, you set yourself up for more success than you do if you're focusing on a goal of, let's say, losing 20 pounds. Then when you decide what kind of person you want to be, you hold yourself to the small wins. That's a really important piece here. You must hold yourself to the small wins. So let's move forward into stage 4, action. At this point, you've decided the type of person that you want to be. So now let's move into Clear's model to understand what we can do to create these habits and make them stick. The challenge with many habits is that they often take some time to automate and take us time to become habitual, hence habit. And so we have to do some things first in order to set us up for success. So let's follow Clear's formula. We've got a cue, a craving, a response, and a reward. I'll give you an example. So the cue might be that you're feeling stressed. Your craving may be that you want a cookie or a brownie or some sort of sweet treat. And then your response is that you go and you eat that cookie to feel less stressed. And your reward for that is, of course, you feel less stressed. So let's change this up a little bit. So when your cue is I'm stressed or I want to feel less stressed for your craving, rather your response as a healthy person might be something like I go and exercise, or I go and do some yoga, or I go meditate, whatever the case may be. And your response would still follow that healthy lifestyle. And then your reward is still the same. You still end up less stressed. So how do we make our habits so they stick and so that we can change that response to our cue and craving? Habits are a reliable solution to the problems that we face. So it makes sense that right now the habits that you're using have become reliable solutions to the problem that you face, right? Like the example I gave earlier where you ate the cookie and you felt less stressed. That is a reliable source for that habit for you. So in order to make these new habits stick, we have to make them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. So how do we make our exercise habits more obvious? In order to make the habits obvious, we have to make the cue obvious. So this might be putting our workout clothes somewhere that we can see them and having them laid out before we get up in the morning, or putting our shoes out. This can also be done with your workout equipment from home if you work out from home in the way that I do, in setting it out somewhere that it's clearly visible so that you know, hey, I need to go over and do my workout. I used to do this all the time, and when I tried to automate to morning workouts, which was really difficult for me, I actually wore my clothes to bed because I knew if I wore my clothes to bed, I was ready to work out and I didn't have to change clothes. And that simple switch of putting my clothes on and sleeping in them actually made it more likely that I would get up and go do my workout than not. And the key piece here is that once you do those activities, you're going to set yourself a specific goal and plan for when you will take that action. So this might be something like, after I get up in the morning, I'm going to go drink a cup of water, grab a cup of coffee, and head to the mat to stretch and work out. By doing this, you set yourself up for when you will do that action, and you don't have to think it through that morning of or whenever the time that you've chosen. This is helpful because it makes sure that you're ready to go in the timeline that you said that you were going to hold yourself accountable to. This is where personalization is really important because, as I mentioned, I work out in the morning now, but I was not always a morning person. So know yourself. If you're not a morning person, morning is not the time that you want to start your new workout habit, because then you're fighting two battles instead of one. And so rather than fighting the wake up early battle and the exercise battle, choose a time that's actually going to work for you and serve you in a way that you don't have to fight two battles, you just have to fight the one. So how do we make it attractive? We can make it attractive in two different ways. The first way is called temptation bundling. And temptation bundling is basically where you take an activity that you already like or enjoy and you pair it with a habit that you want to create. This might look like watching a TV show or a movie or listening to some music that you like while you're unloading the dishwasher. This pairs the habit that you want to create with something that you enjoy. When you put this with exercise per se, maybe it means that your favorite show that you want to watch, but you only get to watch that show when you're exercising or walking on the treadmill or going for a walk, etc. By pairing the two habits together, you will eventually create a cue and response scenario for exercise from this particular cue. So your cue of watching, let's say, Gilmore Girls, my favorite show on the planet. I want to watch Gilmore Girls, but the only time I'm allowed to watch Gilmore Girls is if I'm walking on the treadmill or I'm lifting weights or doing some form of exercise. And then I know that is my cue to go and exercise, and it will begin to automate the process. The other way that you can make it attractive is by joining a group fitness class. This is a great way to incorporate not only accountability, but more fun with more people. This worked super well for me when I started working out with Zumba, because not only did I enjoy the exercise class and the fun of the dancing and the music, but I also enjoyed the people there, and I knew that if I didn't show up to class, somebody was going to be looking for me, and I'd probably be getting a text message like, hey, where were you today? It's Thursday. Why weren't you in class today? And that kept me accountable to going and showing up for myself and for the class, and I always felt better after I did that. And I just had fun doing it. Now, if you're like me and you work out from home now, then you may have more success with the temptation bundling as opposed to joining a fitness class at this point. But if you have the ability to join a fitness class or have some sort of accountability partner, this is a great place for that. And I would highly recommend having an accountability partner as long as they are as motivated as you are and not holding you back from your goals. And of course, you're welcome to make the comment section of any video anywhere on this channel a place for you to hold yourself accountable. I would love to hold you accountable to your goals. So piece 3 is make it easy. So we do this again in two different ways. One, we reduce the friction. How do we reduce friction? By making it as easy as possible. This means that we're going to set out and pick out exercise and activities that require the least amount of equipment possible or already have our equipment out and ready to go. This is why I have a dedicated workout room now, because all of my equipment is right there and ready to go, so I don't have to pull everything out and put it away in order for me to get my workout done and out the door. Or this might mean choosing a gym that's close to work rather than out of your way from work, so that you drive past it on your way to and from work and you don't have to drive a few extra minutes. The easier you make a task and the least amount of steps you have to do to perform a task, the more likely you are to complete a task. And quite frankly, if there are too many steps, your brain won't commit to it and you won't do it. So make as few steps for yourself as possible while you're trying to build the habit. B, you can use the 2-minute rule. And the 2-minute rule is just that. You give yourself 2 minutes to do something and then you stop. So for exercise, it might be just 2 minutes of an exercise and then you stop. This allows you to automate a habit first. So you might do 2 minutes of activity and then stop for a while. But after you've been doing this for a while, you'll most likely say things like, well, I'm already here at the gym, I might as well stay a little bit longer, or I've already started, so I might as well continue. Oftentimes, just pressing start and just starting is the hardest part, and once you're already there, it's much easier to keep going. And by automating the habit first, before you add your time constraints to it, like I'm gonna exercise for 30 minutes or an hour or whatever, you automate the habit first and you require less brain power, and i.e. motivation, as people would say, to continue moving forward in the behavior that you want to go and do, because you'll just go and do, and then however long you're there is however long you're there, because the habit's already automated. I actually did a whole video on exercise snacks, and in this video I only did 2 minutes of exercise snacks for 30 days, and you will be extremely surprised by the results. So I'm going to link that video for you to give you a little motivation and inspiration in case you think 2 minutes of exercise isn't going to do anything. That video will surprise you. So go give it a watch when you're finished here. Piece 4 is make it satisfying. In order to make it satisfying, we have to reward ourselves for short-term goals that improve our long-term behavior. The reason why we have to do this is because prehistorically, we are designed to favor short-term goals and rewards to long-term ones that we can't see because of our survival mechanisms. However, this might be why we would choose a piece of cake, let's say, over eating some healthy foods that we know are going to be better for us in the long term, but we are much more gratified by that piece of cake, so we're much more likely to eat the cake. And so instead, we have to focus on giving ourselves short-term rewards for short-term behaviors. This might be giving yourself a new water bottle to encourage yourself to drink more water, or buying yourself some new workout clothes after being consistent with an exercise routine for a week, or 2 weeks, or a handful of weeks when you've stayed consistent. This is another piece where personalization is key, and you have to decide what works well for you, as well as this is where our sponsor Halara comes into play today. My sister-in-law and my niece actually introduced me to Halara because I live under a rock and I don't have TikTok, so maybe you guys have TikTok, but I don't have TikTok, and so I hadn't heard of them. And when they reached out asking if I wanted to try some of their clothes, I was excited about it, but I was also a little unsure, and I can tell you they have quickly become one of my favorite clothing brands to wear and to work out in. And so I have a couple of pieces to share with you today, and we're going to just try them on together so I can show them to you. They also provided a 15% off coupon code, and that's going to be on the screen here, and that'll get you 15% off full price items. And everything I mentioned today will be listed and linked in the description bar. So if you choose to shop those links, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, and also thank you to Halara for supporting this channel. So outfit number 1. The first outfit is the Softly Zero backless cut out twisted cropped yoga tank top. I'm wearing the shade Red Mahogany in an extra small. This is the cutest little bra tank top combo. I find this to be so supportive and comfortable. The first time I ever felt this fabric, I was so surprised because it's so ridiculously soft. I paid a lot more for activewear, and this fabric feels so high quality. It makes me kind of give a second look at some of the super expensive pieces I've bought that don't feel this nice. I also really like the cute back detailing, and I actually feel really supported in this, and with a small chest that can sometimes be hard. But my sister-in-law has a larger chest, so that she feels really supported in hers too, so there's something to consider in that. There's so many cute colors in all of these. I have the Red Mahogany because I'm a sucker for my college colors, but it also comes in 19 different colors, and it comes in sizes extra small to 3X. And I have it paired with the super high-waisted back pocket inside, hidden pocket 2-in-1 yoga shorts, 2.5 inches in withered green extra small. This one also comes in a longer length too, and honestly y'all, this is my favorite short for the playground. I took these with me on a trip to Ohio, and I immediately texted some of my mom friends because they're the perfect short to wear on the playground because they're super soft, stretchy, and comfortable, and they have multiple pockets, one on the side and one in the back. I love having these pockets because I can put my phone in one and my son's bribery snack, if you know you know, to get them to leave the playground in the other. And I genuinely want them in all the colors. The backless crisscross active dress easy peasy edition is in an extra small, and I'm wearing the color Fig. This dress is so cute. I'm seeing it all over everywhere, and it seems to be so flattering on everyone. It has the same cute backing as the first tank top I showed you. Again, y'all, this fabric, it's so dang soft and stretchy, and yes, you can pull it on in the back to go potty, which Honestly, if you have a toddler and have been to the potty with a toddler, you know how important that is. I think that's what's cool about this activewear is that it's a really cute dress and I can wear it in public, but I can also work out in it. I don't know if y'all are like me, but sometimes I have to go straight from exercise into parent mode. So it's nice that these pieces are versatile enough that I can do that. Oh, and I can't forget to mention the pockets. Can you tell I'm the girl that goes, thanks, it has pockets? This one comes in short and long. I don't make 5 feet, so I opted for the short. It also comes in sizes extra small to 3X. Here's me at the zoo with my family. It's definitely become a summer staple for me, particularly during family outings. The last outfit is the Everyday Softly Zero Airy Crossover 2-in-1 Side Pocket Cool Touch Tennis Skirt Lucid UPF 50+. And this one is in the shade Berry Red. It's in an extra small. This is the cutest skirt. It's kind of like if the shorts I had mentioned earlier and the skirt had a baby. I'm not usually a skirt person, honestly, but you can definitely work out in this skirt too, and I have been able to lift in it because of the shorts underneath. You also have the same pocket feature and the super soft fabric. I just think it's a really flattering fit for a lot of people, especially with the crossover waist. This also comes in a short and a long. Again, I'm wearing the short. This one comes in so many different colors. Obviously, I have a color preference with this color, but it comes in 33 different colors, which is honestly kind of insane. I have it paired with the Softly Zero Airy Asymmetric Adjustable Strap Backless Cropped Cool Touch Yoga Tank Top in Iris Flower Purple in an extra small. I just think it's a super cute tank top, and I like that you can wear it in 2 different ways. This is one of those arm day walking sort of support tops, but honestly, I feel like I'm super supported in this top too, and it has a built-in bra just like the other top. It's the same silky fabric that's super stretchy. This one comes in this color and in black. I'd love to know which outfit or piece is your favorite, and if you see something you like, as I said, the links will be in the description bar as well as a code for 15% off full priced items. And I really hope you love it as much as I do. Thank you if you choose to use the links, and thank you to Halara again for supporting this channel. So what is it that helps you to feel supported early on? Is it something like me where it's cute clothes, or maybe it's some cute shoes, or whatever the case may be? But maybe for you, it's something like a massage or a facial, some sort of self-care activity. Whatever it is for you, choose that thing and help that to motivate you towards your long-term goals. The thing you want to be careful about is not choosing rewards that go against the habits that you're trying to create. So for example, you wouldn't want to choose eating a sweet treat or a piece of cake or a big meal as your reward for exercising, because it goes against the habits and the person that you're trying to become and trying to create. So with that in mind, don't choose those kind of rewards. Choose rewards that will help motivate you towards the type of person you want to be and will support your goals. And after you continue your short-term goals for a while, you'll begin to see the results of those long-term goals, like feeling better and healthier, and then you'll want to exercise because it feels good to exercise. It feels good to work out, and it makes you feel less stressed. And once you start to see those long-term effects start to kick in, you'll no longer feel like you need to use those short-term rewards to get you through and keep you going. And this will move you into stage 5, which is maintenance. And in maintenance, you're going to continue to track your habits and behaviors to help keep you propelling forward. This is where I use my Whoop strap, and honestly, this is one of my favorite pieces of equipment I've ever purchased in my entire life. As you can tell, I love it. But I love my Whoop strap, and it has helped keep me accountable because I see my recovery score and my optimal strain for the day as what I'm trying to reach for on the days that are not rest days for me. And that's what keeps me accountable to reaching my goals and staying fit and healthy. The more frequently you do these habits, the more quickly the habits will develop and you won't need those motivators anymore. And at some point, they will just become the person that you are. Make sure that you're conscious, though, of the person that you are and what you can commit to. If you're not a person who's been accustomed to working out every single day, don't commit yourself to working out every day. Commit yourself to something that's actually achievable for you. For example, if you're a person who works out 3 or 4 days a week, or maybe you want to set up yourself to do those 2 minutes every single day to make it automated before you decide what your final habit is going to be. And if you're finding that you need to cut bad habits before you can create new good habits, you can also use the reverse of this strategy by making them invisible, unattractive, hard, and unsatisfying. If you want more on that, I can do a whole different video, but I also suggest reading the book Atomic Habits if you've enjoyed this, because I think it's an extremely helpful resource for people who like to read. And that's it, my friend. Remember that every single step counts, and everything you're doing as a step towards your goals makes you closer to the person that you want to be. And if you've loved this, I would again suggest that exercise snacks video to help motivate you for those 2 minutes of exercise snacks to see the results that you can see in just 2 minutes a day. And I want to thank you again to Halara for sponsoring. There will be a 15% off coupon code as well as those links listed in the description bar. And thank you so much for watching, and thank you for supporting this channel. Bye for now, friends.